I think this is getting to the edge of freedom of speech. There is freedom of speech, but there's also like discrimination. And
wait a second. I have the right to say anything I want. You have the right to come up and give me an argument that can counter that. You have no right to shut me up. Hey, it's getting strange. It's getting strange. It's getting real strange. I have to tell you, I just don't feel like I'm very good at what I do. It makes me uncomfortable when people tell me that I am good at what I do. I'm not. I've got poor retention. I read books, but I can remember the gist of them, but I don't remember a lot of the details. My information is sketchy on recall. Probably because I'm getting old. I kind of remind myself of Walt Kowalski and Clint Eastwood's character in Gran Torino. You just turns into an old grouchy fart, you know. And I guess that's what I am in here too, to an extent. I came down on this little girl, but I have a hard time. I really have I don't know, my cackles get up. Are they cackles? Still got cackles. My cackles really get up when someone starts trying to eviscerate free speech. This is a German student studying to be a electrical engineer, if I can remember correctly, and she started off on why I got the no grab insignia on the cutout of Hillary Clinton on her crotch there. She felt it was offensive to women. So her whole little social justice warrior thing went off, and I don't think she'd ever let loose on that. And I tried to explain to her how, it's a slippery slope when you start punching holes in what people can say just because, it might be offensive to you. And, that can lead to things, but she never got it. And she didn't get it mainly because of probably my attitude or my inability to talk to her properly. I don't know what I can do. I'm just trying to do the best I can. I try to improve, but I might be too old for to change. Anyway, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like what I'm doing, don't subscribe and don't contribute. All right, if you want to help me out too, you know what buttons to hit. You can become a subscriber, it's just a sad truth that a very small percentage of people help. Either, subscribe to contribute or purchase products. It's just a sad truth. And it's a shame. And all I can do is try to feed on your guilt. Good luck with that, huh? At any rate, just if you can't do anything else, pray for me out there. Because I'm praying for everybody else. Let's get to this. I'll see you on the flip end.
So could you explain to me what this means?
Yes, it means we would like to see her in jail.
What is that?
Well, this?
Yes.
Oh, that's me. When he said, they keep on bringing up about when he said you can grab women's pussies when you're at a party and you're a billionaire and they let you do it. So at one time I had grab here on there. And all the liberals would get all upset. They'd come up and say, "You're promoting sexual violence." So I said, okay. So I changed it. And I put, "Don't grab here." They still get upset.
Okay.
So, doesn't seem like liberals have a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why a lot of comedians won't do colleges anymore, because all of this PC correctness has ruined humor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And is this part of the official campaign? Is this part of the president?
No, this is just my artwork. This is just me expressing my outrage at the way things are.
Okay.
My own little protest.
Okay. So this is So this has nothing to do with the actual presidency campaign.
No, other than I pretty much support the president and what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about politics and political?
I think this is pretty sexist. I cannot really.
What's that got to do with policy? What's that got to do with bringing back jobs? 136,000 jobs were created last month. 136,000. I talk to small business people out here every day. Can't find people to work. They're looking for workers. So, their jobs are being created. So what is his sexism, if that's even true? I don't believe it is, because I've talked to people that have worked for him. He's not a sexist. What has that got to do with policy? Seems to me, that liberals get caught up in things that don't matter. Mm-hmm. Don't you find that to be true?
No, I don't. But I respect.
How would that matter? How would his sexism matter in anything? What does that matter to policy? How does that put food on your plate?
I mean, maybe it doesn't directly matter for the policy, but it matters for the culture of representation. If I was American and as a woman, I couldn't really want to promote that.
But what if that cultural representation is wrong? What if it's being skewed by a bunch of communists that control the media, that will lie and say anything to take it off of your mind, off policy, and off the important things, and put it on things that really don't matter? So you get all emotional and all upset over things that don't matter, that really do not matter, because they're lies anyway. As I said, I've talked to people that have worked for him.
But I wonder a bit about certain things. I'm a visitor here in this area, and I learn a lot about former slavery and the heavy history that the US has been going through in the past.
Yes.
And if you look at the streets and you see so many poor people here and all that, and you still see that there's an ethnic difference. You see who is concerned by the poverty.
What does that got to do with slavery? Matter of fact, we ended slavery. Matter of fact, there was a white man that ended slavery here.
Yeah, I believe that. It's just that it's a historical continuum, don't you think? The structures of society.
As I said, there are jobs out there, so there are people on the street have no excuse not to get jobs.
What if they have structural disadvantage right from the beginning, from where they were born and how they were raised? Access to education here costs money. And when
we have free public education, but again, the education itself is skewed. Matter of fact, I talked to a professor of philosophy from Los Angeles about a month ago, and when the subject of education came up, and he said the educational system here sucks because for the past 50 years,
The teachers have been indoctrinated with communism, and they try to go ahead and spew their leftist crap to the students. So the students get indoctrinated and they don't get educated. This is a philosophy professor from Los Angeles that told me this. So you understand that the educational system tends to go ahead and allow you as young people. I was young, I was a liberal once, and the saying goes, if you're young and you're not a liberal, you don't have a heart. As you get older and you're not a conservative, you don't have a brain.
I know that one.
Yes, and it is true. So they get you riled up. Young people are easily to be manipulated. You know who said that? Aristotle. Aristotle said that. Said young people are easily manipulated to go ahead and work for political agendas and systems. The elites know this. It's a game that's played over and over and over again throughout history. But throughout history, with every implementation of it, we've gained a little bit more freedom. We keep on fighting this oppression. So, the French Revolution, us coming over here and having independence. So we keep on fighting for this independence, this freedom that is innately in us, that is God-given to us. The psychopaths and sociopaths hate that. So they want to destroy that. So they will tell you lies. They will buy the media networks. They will buy the entertainment programs. And then they will spew out lies to you, these social lies to you, telling you that, oh, they're being suppressed. Oh, you're being suppressed. Oh, you need to fight these oppressors. Oh. When in reality, you're walking around with a $1,000 iPhone, you're wearing nice clothes, you're eating well, you're not oppressed. But, you gotta feel oppressed. Why? Because they need to create enemies. Our enemies are those that keep us apart. They create enemies. And so they want us fighting with one another. They don't want us talking like this. They'd rather have us saying, oh, you're a dumbass, oh, you're a racist. That's what they want. And we're smarter than that. You're smarter than that.
I'm not sure about that.
No, you
it's
are.
It's really hard stuff for me,
No, you are.
If you did this in a pedestrian zone in Berlin, most likely that would get knocked over. That's like.
Well, why would that get knocked over? I mean, this is free speech. Shouldn't I have the right to do this?
I think this is getting to the edge of freedom of speech. There is freedom of speech, but there's also discrimination. And
wait a second. I have the right to say anything I want. You have the right to come up and give me an argument that can counter that. You have no right to shut me up. That is fascism. And if you want to say you're against fascism, but want to practice fascism by shutting me up, you are a hypocrite. A stone-cold hypocrite. The Constitution doesn't have anything in there about your feelings. Nothing about your feelings. Matter of fact, it protects the right to offend. You have the right to say anything. It brings me back to an old childhood limerick. Sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never harm me. So if you want to shut someone up for what you think is offensive, which is subjective anyway, well, then you're a fascist. I mean, right now we have people in this country that are shutting down people trying to speak at colleges because they feel offended. That is fascism. When I grew up, I was all about free speech and still am. I said I was a liberal and I was in Berkeley. We used to have Nazis come and speak at Berkeley. You could go in, sit down, and listen to them and ask them questions and make them look like the assholes they are. But no one stopped them from speaking. Now, you've got liberals rioting to stop comedians who are conservative from speaking in Berkeley. How do you defend that? Defend that. Defend that.
And what?
Defend that. Defend stopping a conservative comedian. A comedian from speaking. How do you defend that?
I guess just some things are getting out of date, like racist jokes.
Who cares? Who cares, and what gives you the right to shut them up? Who the hell cares? Who the hell are you to shut them up? Who are you? Tell me who you are to shut them up. Come on.
Me?
Yes, you. I'm asking you. You're the one telling me that some things are offensive and they shouldn't be said. So what gives you the right to shut them up? Who the hell are you to shut them up? The only line that shouldn't be crossed is when you call for violence. Like if you were to call for violence against somebody or something, that is against the law. That should be stopped. But the right to offend, the right to make fun of,
this scares me.
so what?
It scares me because it promotes a certain attitude towards women that I feel...
That's your opinion. Other people will come by and laugh at that. You want to stand here and watch? How many people? I'll guarantee you, the majority of people come by here and laugh at this and think this is funny. So what? You're in a minority. So what gives you the right to go ahead and dictate to those people?
Are women a minority?
Women come by and laugh at it. Women will come by and they'll laugh and they'll grab him. Again, it's comedy. It's a sense of humor. Do you have a sense of humor?
Yeah, I think so.
No, you don't. It's been spoiled. It's been spoiled. It's been destroyed by the liberal crap that you've been indoctrinated with. You do not have a sense of humor, because then you would think that would be funny. I have had liberals come by here and think this is funny. They say, man, you know, this is I don't agree with Trump. I don't like him, but I think this is funny.
So, but isn't that kind of contradictory to freedom of speech if you think everybody should have the same opinion about this?
I think they can say whatever they want.
But you're not respecting if I say that.
Why should I respect you trying to shut people up because of what you think?
I'm not saying that I want to shut people up, but I don't think.
No, you essentially said that. You said, you know, that there comes a point when we got to it, and I said there's nothing. You know, free speech is free speech. You said, yeah, but there comes a point when. In other words, there comes a point when what? When you should shut people up?
No, but like,
okay, then.
You know the paragraph of hate speech. You have that in the
What's
US,
hate
right?
speech? Define hate speech.
Hate speech is when you propagate an anti-democratic behavior.
So what? Should that be stopped?
The rights of
Should
others.
that be stopped?
It should be controlled, yes. And this is also
Why?
how we do it in Germany.
Controlled? Screw your control. Screw your authoritarian bullshit control. You don't like what I'm saying, you can walk away. You don't like what I'm showing, you can walk away. You don't have to look at it, but you have no right to tell somebody they got to control it. Who the hell are you? Again, who the hell are you to tell me or anybody that they have to control their speech? Who the hell are you?
That this is the way they do it in Germany.
I don't give a crap what you do in Germany. You do it in Germany and you go ahead and do that. You had Hitler. He did that. So you're doing the same thing Hitler did. He stopped free speech. So you're telling me you're all for a Hitlerian way of thinking. Yeah, we can't have it that far. We got to control the speech. That's what Hitler did.
And that's why we today have a very strong culture about going against those things, you know? Because
well, then go back to Germany and enjoy your authoritarian crap.
I am going back. I don't live here. I'm just a tourist.
Good. You don't propagate your anti-free speech crap here. We're not listening to it.
Well, there you go. As I said, I wish I could keep my head more so I could be able to hopefully communicate better the points I'm trying to make, but I'm you know, as I say, I'm not very good at what I do. Sorry. I don't know. If you can do better, get out there and do it yourself, I guess. Anyway, if you like it, like it. If you want to support me, do. The buttons are in the description. God bless you. I love you. See you on the street.